A tutorial for Pages? You must be mad. Well, I'm not mad, but I have that much spare time. Hello, YouTube and Mr. Forks. Pages. Now, when I first started working with Pages, I thought, this is nonsense. What are Apple playing at? Trying to compete with Microsoft Office. When I first started using Microsoft Office, I thought, man, this is nonsense. So buggy, horrible, gross, disgusting. You need to sort this out, Microsoft. So I thought I'd give you. Alright, there's enough roleplay. Now, I need to go over. I need to go over some basics with you guys because I was a bit lost when I first started using it, and I imagine you guys are too. So, very simple. You're going to get this cool looking menu when you load up Pages. Well, you're actually going to get a menu that says watch some boring video tutorials with guys that have exceptionally clean hands. So I've just chose that to never load up on startup. However, I do like this menu. Now, basically what this is Apple saying, hey, you know what? You've loaded up Pages, so obviously you want to do some kind of boring typing work, and we're going to try and make it more fun. We're going to give you cool menu choices. We're going to say, hey, do you want to do a newsletter? Well, we've got presets for that. Hey, do you want to do a flyer? Because we've got presets for that. And these presets actually do look fun. Well, as fun as text can get anyway. If you want to do something fun, then obviously you've got to spend more money on a more expensive software that has nothing to do with text. However, you've got all these options, and obviously for boring people like me, I like to choose blank. If you've made a document recently, you've got this Open Recent option, and that will let you load up what you want. Just like in Finder, you've got this option to scale up the previews. I believe that's only in Snow Leopard though, so tough. We're going to go blank page and choose. And instantly, this will look slightly familiar to you guys. You're not done. However, what Apple do, if you want a header or footer, it's very simple. Just hover your mouse over the right place. How do I know where the right place is? Well, you don't. But what you do, you start from the top, and you go down, and you see this box appear, and then you can type Jeff from Essex, which is even spelt wrong because he's from Essex. And then you can start working on your document. And I'm not going to go over this stuff because the whole point of this is moving from Office to iWork, which I would very much recommend. In fact, the presentation software, Keynote, I always forget what it's called, is a lot better, in my opinion. If you want to do some fancy stuff, you've got your text box, which is all up here. So basically, anything you want is up here. And the good thing about the iWork software is that they all integrate fairly well. When I say integrate, you can grab something from one software and drag it into another. So say you're working on some statistics in numbers, you can then grab that chart that you just made and drag it into Pages. Now there are options to create stuff yourself. I'm just going to inside of Pages alone, you can rearrange this text box. Now, if you're used to Microsoft Office for Mac, then you get this nice little window here. You might be thinking, hey, where's my nice little window here? Well, you can just view that window somehow. Show inspector. Here we go. Here's our inspector. Now, inspectors, like most inspectors, like to keep an eye on everything. They like to be very precise. So, as you can see, 1.25 centimeters. In fact, no, it doesn't like me typing millimeters. It threw him off the case. So if you click on this text thing, the T, you've got all text options, so you can mess around with settings. Now, I'm not going to teach you everything, but here's one thing I like about Pages, and it's this full screen button. You click that and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It goes full screen. And you know why I like this? Because I can't concentrate. I spend about 20 seconds typing blah 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 work and go ooh email and click on email. And I can't concentrate like that. So I like to work full screen. I like to not get distracted by stuff. It's also a lot faster and more responsive than Microsoft Office. Now here's one thing that I didn't know how to do for ages. What didn't I know how to do? There was one thing that I couldn't do, and I thought this is nonsense. How can it not have this tool? And that would be the this mask with shape or something like that. Basically, the idea is that I brought an image in, so we're going to go Finder, Pictures. Let's find the first picture that isn't pornography. That was a joke. LaRue, what are you doing there, LaRue? Why aren't you here with me? LaRue looking pretty cool, doesn't have anyone sitting next to her. Poor LaRue. We don't want people to know she doesn't have anyone sitting next to her, so we're going to crop it. How do we crop it? We go Format, and we go Mask with Shape, Rectangle, and basically the idea is that it's obviously you can't always work the same in every software, and they prefer to keep the same sort of terms across all their software. So in this case, you mask rather than crop, which is pretty cool. So now I've got this image, which is now just an image by itself. Don't have to worry about anything else. And now you've cropped. What else can you do? Send objects to background, like you can do in Office. Here's one thing that I think is pretty cool. Say someone's just written a pile of nonsense, and you think, hey, that paragraph needs changing. You can add a comment. Well, I can't. But there you go, comment here. It'll say what time you created it. So if you want to keep that, just press the down arrow. I'm going to say this needs to be in English, which is true. It does, and it's not. I don't know what language is that. But if you want to create something fun, then I would strongly recommend using a preset. If we go Command N, then this template chooser comes straight back up. If you see some of these presets, you just think, look at that. We're going to choose that one. We've chosen it, but to let Apple really know we've chosen it, you have to come down here and press the button that says choose. And that is the catch. And as you can see, this just looks like an image. And what Apple have done is that they've made it a bit like what's it called, Publisher as well, which is pretty cool. And you can edit the text, and you can go spacious loft. We can go spacious foot. Now edible. And you can go only £1. Beautiful. You can change these pictures. I like this little slider. So yeah, this video I made because I felt like recording a video. Okay, sorry. God, I'm in a weird mood. Yeah, no, I felt like recording a video, and I think, seriously, give Pages a go. If you're not sure if you're going to like it, download the 30-day trial, but it's well worth it. I mean, it's a commercial license for like 60 or 70 quid, whereas Microsoft Office is about 350. So definitely recommend Pages. And here's cool, you can go File, Save As, and you can save a copy as a Word document, so you can be like, yeah, look at all you Windows boys. I'm on a Mac, I'm using Apple software, but you can still open my stuff. And then you can choose what it's called. Include preview in document, that's pretty cool. It means when you're navigating over your files, you can see exactly what it looks like. When you're in a Keynote, you can actually save as a movie document, which I don't know if you can do on Office, but you know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you like, I hope you consider Pages. In fact, if you've considered Pages, or tell you what, if you have downloaded the iWork trial because of watching this video, I'd like you to say, comment underneath and say, I just downloaded the trial because of you. Thank you, Dan. And you know what? I will be so pleased if anyone does that. I will be like, yes. And now I know I've made a difference to the world because I have encouraged you to do something and you've done it. And that I would be so proud of myself. So if you do that, thank you very much. And rate, comment, subscribe, check out pages. See you guys soon.